Welcome back to Jabba'S Bricks and another episode of Building Jabba'S Palace. This week we're going to start off with this section just here. The archway here doesn't look accurate to the film. I want to try and see if I can make it more to the shape that it should be. So it's going to involve a lot more of this sort of like work, but on that section just in there. And also I didn't realise, but there's actually a corridor that goes off to the side, just inside. So where the first big step is, there is a bit that goes off. And that's actually where R2-D2 and 3PO, I believe, come down when they first turn up and Return the Jedi. And then they turn and come down here. So I just want to add that little bit of a corridor into that section if I can. It's not going to be a massive job to do. All we need to do is take that plate off there, remove a couple of bricks, put an archway in and put a little bit of a ledge going back there to act as the floor. What we're then going to do is make a start on doing this section over here, but the most important part for this week is prototyping the buildings up the top. So we're going to be spending a fair bit of time just working on different techniques to do that. But let's start off by pulling that roof section off and getting that all amended in there. And we've dismantled this section just here. It's come apart in large sections, so it'll be easy to put it back together. Just take a couple of moments to do so. The first thing we've done is move these stairs back by one stud. We need this to be 4 wide here because the arch brick is 6 studs in width, leaving a 4 wide sort of like doorway. So what we're going to do now is just put some plate and bricks here in tan so it's level with this step, so that just carries on basically. And then covering this brick here, we're going to be putting some black bricks so that we can't see the multicoloured from this angle here. So let's get building that back up and then putting all of the archways back in place. And here is our revised arch, and really pleased how it's come out. It's a shame we can't lose those little gaps where the slopes are, but really pleased. When you scan out, I don't think you're really going to notice it that much. Obviously you can see up the corridor a little bit more now. I know somebody last week commented saying that it would be better if the arch was higher, and it wouldn't have worked using the old arch I had. It just the curves were too abrupt for putting them any higher and making it look good. So let's get putting the next arch back into where it was originally, and then we can turn our attentions to the actual throne part. So I just want to make sure that this archway here doesn't move at all. So we're going to put a modified plate on there. So it's one that's got 2 studs on there. So what we're going to do, we're going to attach that to the top. Now that's going to stop the arch from falling through that way. However, what we need to do is attach it somehow to the wall. So we've got one of the Technic bricks which has got the 2 holes in there, and we're going to put a 2x1 plate onto the 2 holes like so. Put that on the brick on the top and then get a 4x2 plate and connect the 2 together. Now the archway is nice and securely in place. So now we've done that part, we can carry on building out all of the section around here. And that has taken us all morning just to get that archway changed over and put that little corridor in on the side. So we've built it all back up, so that's all nice and strong again now. This is actually attached, how we're going to be attaching it. So we've got 2 snot bricks just there and another few along the top as well, and also down on both of the corners. So that's all good. So now we've done that section, we can now concentrate on the throne section. We have the floor plan here of Jabba'S Palace that we were using for reference, and we're just sorting out the steps area just here. So we put the 2 in there, and we're just working on the curved ones that go round, which are these ones here. I would have thought they would have gone the other way, but we're going to go for that way. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a doorway through there, which might lead to like a kitchen area or something like that. So again, it might not be 100% accurate to all of the literature, etc. So we're just using some liberties on there, some creative license, should we say. So this is the step that we've made, and we've got a quarter circle on the corner there. That enables us to get it a little bit closer to the walls. As you can see, we've used a modified plate with rounded edges on that end as well. So all we need to do now is just clip that in place like so, and it just rests on the tiles there. What we've also got is a stud on this end which is clipping in halfway along. What we're then doing is we've put these walls on, and we put some cheese wedges on snot bricks, and that's enabling us to get this plate here just that little bit further into the hole. So if we just try and do this one-handed, then that will just clip in there. So now what we can do is we can build over, and we can put an archway over the top. And there are the final two arches all in place. So happy with how they're looking. All we need to do now is build them up accordingly, sort of like around the edges, sort of like just here and here. And now we know that's all okay, we can sort of like build up all the way around the back there. But yeah, pleased how it's coming on. And Jabba'S throne room area is coming on quite nicely. So run out of tiles, or we got very little tiles and they're all 1x, which I prefer not to use too many of those in one area. But I have ordered loads, so hopefully they'll come through. Started to put a few more details in the brickwork there, different colours, just to break it up a little bit. And we will do the same all over here now. We know we've got the right shape and everything like that, so it's a very easy swap over to do. But yeah, really happy with how this is coming on. So we're just going to carry on building up all the way around here and then around this side here as well. And then we can put the archway in, plate over the top of it, or around it, sorry. And we'll be pretty good to go then. So let's carry on doing that. And once I've made a bit more progress, we'll check back in and show you what it looks like. And I'm loving the look of that. So we've got 2 more arches in and really happy with how they've come out. We bricked around them instead of doing the plate technique that we've done here, and I'm so pleased with it that I think I'm going to actually change it over. So I'm going to find out some more slopes, and I will eventually replace this wall here to make it the same as that. I know it's not perfect, obviously you've got a little bit of a gap around those edges, but to be fair, when you're doing Lego and trying to do curves like this, you are going to have some sort of problem or some sort of a curve there. We could try and cover a few bits up with tiles, but I don't know whether it's actually going to make that much difference. And with the mock, there's going to be so much going on within the mock there. I don't even know if you're actually going to notice it that much further down the line. But we'll have a think about it, and we'll decide a little bit later on. But yeah, really pleased with how it's coming on. We've got all the walls up now. We are going to change a few of the bricks here and there all the way around. So as you can see at the back here, we've put splashes of other colours in on there, and the same again down here, just a few little extra details, and it really breaks up all the tan. And somebody did comment last week, so I was suggesting it, and it was something I was intending on doing, but once I realised that a lot of this was exactly how I want it size and shape wise, I've started putting it in. So we just need to go back and change a few bits over. Don't need to be overkill, but just a few little splashes, like I said, just to break it up. We did find a few more tiles, so we have started tiling in there. I didn't bother tiling at the back section there purely because I need to know where I'm going to be standing things. So yeah, we just leave that bit for now. And obviously we've still got to do the actual throne as well. But what we're going to do now, we're going to calculate how many studs across in each direction, look at the pictures we've got of Jabba'S Palace, and work out where each tower is going to be and how big they're going to be. And then we're going to start mocking up some designs on how we're going to get those cylinder shapes. So let's get to it. And this is the diameter of our main tower. It's 48 studs by 48, so that'll fit on one large grey base plate basically. And now what we got to do is make a curve around the edge of that. So we're going to use the hinges to start with and see how we get on with that. And here is our first circle. So this is the 48 by 48 main tower that's going to be on Jabba'S Palace. And I'm quite pleased with how it's looking. As you can see, there are very small gaps between each sort of like upright there's going to be. So I think I'm going to go with this technique, and we'll do it in all different colours. So I think at the very bottom we're going to have a layer of sort of like the sand colour. Then there is a grey patch around, and then it goes to other colours after that. Now, with the tower, I've seen so many different colours on the tower. Sometimes it looks like it's like a light tan, sometimes it's dark tan, sometimes it's like a rusty colour sort of thing. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of a mixture on there and see how it looks. But I'm really happy with how this is coming on. Now with the tower, it does tend to sort of like taper inwards as it goes up. So I think what I'm going to do probably about, I know, say 6 bricks high, and then I'm going to do another ring which is just a fraction smaller, and do another 6 bricks and another ring which is again a little bit smaller, and just so it comes in possibly by about half a stud on about 3 or 4 occasions as we get to the top. And then hopefully when you stand back from a distance you'll get the illusion that it is tapering in. But yeah, really happy with how that's looking. The only thing obviously we do need to take into account is on one side we are going to need a door, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to to that sort of like side of it. What I want to try and do is find a way of coming out this way as well, so that I can make sure that it stays where it is, because at the moment these are quite sort of like movable at the moment. And I think if I can put another sort of like beam going out to the center of here, then hopefully that will stop any of that sort of thing from happening. And here is the base of the tower, and it's coming on nicely. I'm quite pleased with the effect we're getting along the bottom here. Just need to decide on the colours on here. I've been using these bricks just purely to see how it works. At the very bottom, it's going to be there's going to be a layer of grey, but obviously the yellow at the very bottom, that's the sand, because it would have pushed up against the bottom of the palace. The struts going across, I need to get more of those in there, and I want to try and do it so every one of these sections here at some stage or another has got a plate running all the way across to its opposite side. That way it should force the build to stay perfectly circular, so the gaps in between each of these, you can see these move, it won't be able to do that, and the gaps there will be the same on every single one. So I'm hoping that's going to work out well. I'm sure there's an easier technique out there. I haven't really done much research into it. I just sort of like saw this and I thought, yeah, this works, and it was what I could do with the parts I had available to me. Now obviously I do need to order in a lot of bricks, so we just need to make sure that we get the colour right on there. There are a couple of, if you look at different pictures, and I'll put a couple up on the screen, as you can see the colour of Jabba'S Palace does change depending on what picture you look at. Somebody did do a building Jabba'S Palace out of Minecraft, and that video I found very helpful again, and in that one it's sort of like all dark browns, and I thought, well, I could do it in dark browns and things like that, and it did look good, but I don't know whether it's going to look right for this mock. So at the moment I'm thinking about going for the nougat colours, and we'll just see how it looks. But we need to make sure we get the colour scheme right first time, because obviously we need to order in a lot of bricks, and the last thing we want to be doing is ordering them in and then it looking wrong and then having to order more in, because that's what I definitely don't want to be doing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the update. If you have, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. And please share it with family and friends. Anyway, thanks for hopping on by. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.